Welcome to a Thanksgiving program. America was inhabited by native peoples for hundreds of years before Europeans started to build colonies here. When Christopher Columbus arrived in 1492, he called the Native Americans Indians.
Europeans needed the help of the Indians to survive, but they also often fought with them. The worst of all, millions of Indians died from diseases like smallpox, measles, and influenza. 90 to 95% of Native Americans died, maybe 20 million people.
440 years ago, in 1620, a ship called the Mayflower left England. The Mayflower was only 90 feet long and had a crew of about 25 men. On this trip, the Mayflower carried 102 passengers, mostly Puritan families. On this trip, were English professors who were seeking to separate from the Church of England and find a new place to live. William Bradford, the first governor of Plainton's colony, called the group Pilgrims. After 2 months at sea, the Mayflower arrived in a new world on November 11th. Weeks later, they finally found a good place to settle it. Before going ashore, 41 Pilgrim men signed the Mayflower Compact, setting up a government by common consent. The Pilgrims got off the Mayflower on December 1620. That winter was brutal, as the Pilgrims struggled to build their settlement, to find food, survive the weather, and fight sicknesses. Half of them did not survive to see the spring of 1621.
This is showing 90 feet from where Miss Bridie is to where Miss Sarah is. Thank you, Mrs. John.
How can you hear this? Captain Miles Standish is an English military officer hired to go with the Pilgrims and direct the defenses until he died at age 72 in his home at Militia, 1956. 6056. Samoset was the first American Indian to greet the Pilgrims. Samoset learned to speak English from the fishermen. We had a fishing camp in Maine, Massachusetts. Leader of the Wombat Indian conspiracy. Sent Samoset to meet the Pilgrims because he wanted to form an ally with the Pilgrims. A Native American named Squanto, better known to us as Squanto, was born in 1580 on land that became Massachusetts. In 1605, an English sea captain kidnapped Squanto. He was sent to America where he lived with the owner of the Plymouth Company who taught Squanto English. Squanto went back to America with English explorer John Smith in 1614 to be an interpreter and guide. Incredibly, Squanto was kidnapped again by another British explorer who sold Squanto as a slave in Spain. Squanto escaped, lived with monks for a few years, and finally returned to North America in 1619, only to find his entire tribe dead from smallpox. He then went to live with the nearby Wampanoag Indians in 1621. Samoset instructed Squanto to the Pilgrims at Plymouth, and Squanto became the interpreter for the Pilgrims and Wampanoag chief, Massasoit. Squanto also assisted the Pilgrims finding and growing food. In the fall of 1621, the Pilgrims and Wampanoag celebrated the first Thanksgiving after reaping their first successful crop. Sadly, Sadly, just 1 year later, Squanto died from a fever in November 1621. 22. While servicing as a guide Governor William Bradford, he was 42 years old.
At the very first winter it was very cold. There were no.
Indians tell me.
What? You must mean Indians. No, there's just one. He's tall, strong, and here now.
Welcome.
Everyone was stunned because he spoke English. One pilgrim man answered.
Welcome.
I am Sailset, a visiting chief of the Wongman tribe.
What can you tell us about the Indians here?
This is Patuag's land. They hated the white men. They would squash the white men like bugs between their fingers.
Oh no! We will keep that in mind.
No need. A mysterious plague showed up 4 years ago. The whole tribe died except one, Squanto. He was kidnapped as a slave, returned a few months ago in his empty village. He misses his people. I will bring him next time. He too speaks English.
We will welcome you also.
Samuelson told stories of those dark hidden forms of pilgrims.
I will stay the night.
Count Standish was not thrilled with the idea. How do we know they can trust Samuelson? He thought to himself. We'll keep that in mind. We'll keep a watch over him. In the morning, Samuelson left with gift for his chief friend, Master Sam. A knife, a bracelet, and a ring.
I wonder if we'll see him again. Maybe when he brings Squanto.
The next Thursday, Samuelson returned with his friend, Squanto, also called Squanto.
Welcome, Englishmen. Do not be afraid of Chief Samoset and his 60 warriors here. I expect we will have a peace treaty soon with Chief Samoset interpreting.
Peace treaty was agreed upon. Issues lasted 40 years, but when Chief asked to his words last agreement, one man stayed. Squanto. He couldn't give up because his heart of his people gone. He saw the pilgrims losing his hope, losing his life.
We will teach you to catch eels. First, you squash them out of the mud, then catch them, and then clean them, and then cook them.
The pilgrims followed the directions and thought.
Thank you. Get your thumbs clean.
I will also teach you the right way to plant corn. 3 to 4 kernels in a mound, and 3 fish all around.
Oh, wonderful.
To enrich the soil, but remember to guard against wolves for 2 weeks, otherwise they will steal the fish.
Squanto, that is to Squanto, helped every way he could, teaching the pilgrims how to stalk deer, make maple syrup from maple sap, and plant pumpkins among the corn. We call the pumpkins planted with corn Squanto squash.
The pumpkin pie.
I must teach you to find herbs for food and medicine.
So he did. He also taught the pilgrims how to hunt beaver in order to trade with the locals.
I will guide you and interpret for you as you trade with other tribes.
You're right. You're right, Squanto.
He's more than alright. He's a superhero.
And so the pilgrims were bursting with thankfulness not only for God but for the abundance of
Squantum Squanto.
My friend,